Hi, so I'm going to be teaching you how to play Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here, and my friend Shan actually asked me to make a tutorial for him to learn this song. So Shan, this is for you, but I figured I'd post it so everybody could learn it. So I'm going to be teaching it in open standard tuning, and I'll just start with the intro part, and we'll go from there. So to start out, you're going to make a G chord, which is your second finger on the third fret, 1, 2, 3, third fret of the lowest string, your first finger on the second fret of the A string, right next to it, and then the rest of those strings, the D and the G, are going to be open. And then you're going to put your third finger onto the third fret of the B string and your fourth finger onto the third fret of the E string. So that is our G chord. Now a normal G chord actually doesn't use this third finger. It keeps that B string open. But I like to use the third fret on the B just for this song. It's just a preference. So that's the shape that we're starting out to do this intro part. Now I'm going to walk through what you're going to pluck to play this intro. So you start out with third fret of that G. And then you're going to pluck the open A string. And I'm going to teach you a technique called a hammer-on. So when you pluck that open A string, you want to hammer your finger onto the second fret of the A, like that. So it's open when you pluck it, but then you're slamming your finger down on that second fret to get that note. So let's do that together. Just like that. And then you're going to pluck open D, and then put your first finger down on the second fret of the D. So that's the first lead line of that intro part. And once you do that, once you get there, remember we were at a G chord, which is these two fingers right there. We're actually going to move our fingers over one string each. So do that again. Second fret of the A goes over to the second fret of the D. Third fret of the E goes over to the third fret of the A. So forming this chord. This is a C add 9. So we're going to start with G, do the lead line, and then put our second finger down on the third fret of the A. We're going to strum that chord. So that's the first part of that intro, starting with the G. We're at a C shape, if that makes sense. From the C shape, we're going to pluck the second fret of the D, the open G, and now we're going to do something called a pull off. You're going to put your first finger back down on the second fret of the G, and then we're going to pull it off. So we're going to pluck it while we're on the second fret of that G, and I'm going to pull it off, making the open string sound. Now, some of these techniques you might need to practice to get them right, and that's okay. Just take it slow as you need. And then we're going to do a hammer-on again onto the second fret of the A. So open A, and then hammer on to the second fret. So that second part, we just strummed the C add 9 chord, right? We're going to pluck the second fret of the D string, open G, and then the second fret again, pulling off, and then hammering on open A to second fret. So together that sounds. And then we're going to move our fingers back into our G shape, and we're going to strum that G chord. So let me put both of those intro parts together. Remember, we're starting with the G shape. Strum your C chord. And then strum your G chord. We're going to do that all again. So the third time we start playing, it changes just a little bit. It still does the same one at the beginning, but then the second part of it changes. So this part, it's going to go 2nd fret of the D, then open D, then 2nd fret of the A, then open A. So again, that 2nd fret of the D, open D, 2nd fret of the A, open A, and then we're going to form a new chord. Notice I've kept these 2 fingers on the 3rd frets of the B and E string the whole time. I do that. You don't have to while you're plucking all this, but I just keep them there. Our other 2 fingers are going to go onto the 2nd fret of the G string, our 2nd finger, and then the 2nd fret of the D string with our 1st finger. This is like kind of an A type of chord. I don't really know chord names that well, but this is kind of like an A, I think. And so that's the chord that you strum in between there. So from the beginning, on that 3rd time we've done it, it's just the same, and then it changes. And then we go back to a G. So let me play the whole intro for you, and I'll do it really slow so you can follow along. Starting on the G. That's the intro part. From there, you go into the verse. So you think you can tell. So let me teach you all of the chords that are used in the verse. First chord is a C, like you just saw there. So we're going to put our 1st finger down on the 1st fret of the B string, our 2nd finger down on the 2nd fret of the D string, and our 3rd finger down on the 3rd fret of the A string. This is a C major chord, and that's the first chord in the verse. From there, it switches to a D, which is 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, and then 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. That is a D major chord. So you think you can tell. From here, we're going to switch to an A minor chord, which is 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B, right there. 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the G, and 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D. That's an A minor chord. And from there, we actually switch to a C, which is really easy. You can keep your 1st finger and your 2nd finger right where they are. This 3rd finger, move back to the 3rd fret of the A, or back to the C major shape that we learned earlier. So you think you can tell, to the D, to A minor. Heaven from hell, A minor. Back to, oh, we don't go to C here. We go to G. The skies from pain, During the verses, I actually like to use the regular standard G shape that doesn't have the 3rd fret B, it has the open B. So that's 3rd fret E, open, 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 2nd fret A, 3rd fret G. It has that nice B sound in it. So from the A minor, heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. We go back to D. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail to C? Now here I like to do a walk down. It's optional, but you can walk down from the 3rd fret of that A to the 2nd fret of the A to open A as we're going to A minor. C shape to A minor. It's just like a nice little thing you can do, but you don't have to. And then to the G. So I'll play the whole verse for you so you can put it together, and I'll play it slowly. Start out with C. So you think you can tell, to D, to A minor. Heaven from hell, to G. Blue skies from pain. Back to D. Can you tell a green field? Then we're gonna go to C. From a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil. Now we're A minor, and back to G. So you think you can tell. And then that progression repeats for the second part of it. Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Did you exchange walk-on part in a war for a lead role in a cage? At this part, we go back to the intro. Verse 2, same chord, C. How I wish you were here, to D, to A minor. Two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, to G. Year after, then we're gonna go to D quicker than we usually do. To year, C. Running over the same old ground, to A minor. But have we found same old fears? Now we're at G. We're gonna switch to C just for a second. Wish you were here, then back to G. And it continues. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I could teach the solo, but seeing as this is a beginner video, I figured I'd save that for another time. If you'd like to learn how to do the solo, just message me in the comments and maybe I'll create another video for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and that's a pretty basic tutorial on how to play Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.